Well, I'm on my way out. Finally got out for this camp. Later than planned. Yeah, not just later than planned, but I ended up changing a few things, so see if we can get this right. No, okay, how about this? Hopefully you can see me. It's nice evening. I'm out on my way to my wild camping spot, new spot I haven't been to. Scouted it out. Depending on how I edit the video, you may see me scouting it out, you might not. There's a lot of footage I filmed in the last few days, planning a wild camp last week and things. Not quite worked out. Yeah. Well, bit of a problem. I left with 2 water bottles strapped to the outside of my bag. I've only got one now. Yeah, I only got one bag now, which is problematic because it's really hot. In fact, what's the GPS say? The GPS says it's 25 degrees now, but at some point on my journey it was 30 degrees. Which sounds unreal, but the temperature sensor's in the sun, so it could be that. Walked nearly 2 miles, going half an hour. I'm exhausted, not going to lie. It's beautiful though, enjoying it. I just got to conserve water. The problem is as well, I was going to cook some food when I got there with water, some breakfast and some coffee in the morning. I'll sack off the dinner now. I'm all loaded up anyway. I've had a couple of beers and some pizza. Perfect way to start a walk. Oh well, it was a nice evening with the girls anyway, so now hopefully I'll get there before sunset to chill out. It's amongst the trees and things, so the sun doesn't matter too much anyway. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Beautiful sunshine. I'm going to have to apologise now that some of my gimbal footage may be a bit slanty. I'm using my new phone and I can't quite get it balanced in there. I think it's a bit heavy and big for the device. So you may end up with me at a funny angle, which is annoying, but hopefully it'll stabilise the image at least. Still lovely and sunny. Still walking. Saga continues. I thought it'd be clever. I got my OS map out, looked for a pub, thought I'll stop off at the pub, buy a bottle of water and have a pint maybe. However, that doesn't matter anymore because I don't have my wallet on me. Genius, or any other form of cash. So I have to try and ration my water. Rehydration comes first, that's all I can say. Horlicks, coffee, breakfast, secondary. He says. So we'll see how I go. Yeah. Anyway, lovely evening for a walk. This is why I picked this spot over the sea cliffs. I'm not really going to get a sunset or a sunrise where I am. Well, obviously it's going to happen, but I'm not going to be able to see it. But I'm going to get a good walk in. So, yeah. Trying to work out where I am in relation to anything else, but so I got the map, got the GPS, got my phone, got all sorts on the go. I'm not going to get lost. I sort of know the route anyway. Scouting it out for a couple of days on the map. Yeah, carry on. I got a massive rucksack on. Which, yeah, okay. You can see, hopefully. Yeah. Apologise for any poor filming now. It's say new camera, new gimbal. I'm not really concentrating. Probably a sign I should go home. Yeah, I can see the camera's at a funny angle now, which is annoying, but anyway, right. I'll stop filming for a bit while I walk, otherwise something else will just go wrong. Carry on walking and catch up with you in a bit. I hope you're having a good weekend, whatever you're up to, and I hope you manage to get outside in the good weather and that it stays good. I predict thunderstorms tomorrow. I plan on doing a good long walk with my wife and daughter tomorrow. Which means I've got to walk all the way home and then get them out and we'll go for a walk. So, right, leave you to it. See you in a bit. Right, I'm here in the woodland. It's taken me an hour and 20 minutes. I've done 5 miles, so chuffed with that. Really hot. I haven't drunk any water yet, so I need to stop and have some. But I had to take my glasses off because it was getting stupidly hot. I was starting to sweat quite a lot. I'll show you, pan around the area I'm in. Really stinky because the farmers have obviously been out in the last 2 days and spread some muck nearby. Also, I'm a lot closer to the road than I thought I was. Cars keep going past and it's quite loud, so we'll see how that is tonight. Yeah, I can't believe there's some sort of disaster every time I'm trying to go out. One of those things, isn't it? Oh, I'll have a quick show you around. Sun setting over there. Yeah. Oh, nothing exciting here, as you can see. I just thought it'd make a nice walk down and then camp here, but kind of regret it now. See how it goes. Yeah, well, there's other things I think I forgot, but we'll get through that. I bought 10 times more stuff than I planned. I had packed a 25-litre rucksack and I was chuffed. It's the least I've ever taken camping. And then I changed my mind because I was coming here. I thought of some new ideas, bought some more stuff. I regret that. Anyway, I'm going to get myself sorted, have some water set up and get back to you. And also there's all these little insects flying around already, which will be fun. And apologies for the camera tilt again. That's the sleeping set up in 8 minutes at a relaxed pace. Yeah, nice and quick and easy. A good setup if you're only going to do a quick overnighter. I think it's the ground I'm in. It's full of leaf litter and things. It's very very soft, and these pegs probably come out in the night. We'll see. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get myself set up for some food and chill out for a bit. Okay, hopefully you can see me. I just tried filming this and didn't go too well for the angle, so right, it's my new out kit table. Some foil aside. Goes together fairly easily. I only put this together quickly once at home to check it was all there, but yeah, basically 2 pins. How do you do this when you're being watched, eh? You know, that's when it gets awkward. So, very simple system. It is a 2-second system when you don't fanny around like I just did. I hope you can hear me too. Again, I've not filmed on this dude. That's it built. The 2 spring clips, keep it in position. There's your lightweight table. And that just makes cooking things a lot easier. So, today's stove. One I haven't shown yet. Is, take the Tangier away, there's a backup, wood stove. So, it's a stove that comes in several parts. Sort of self-assembly job, really. Now the only problem I got, I don't remember how to assemble it. Not like that. Yeah. Half down, half down. Ash basket in there, and then put top on there. Teapot. And yeah, I bought the foil because I don't want any ash landing on my new table. Also, got to be careful out here because it is dry today. Very dry. So, all this leaf litter and twigs and things will hopefully help. If that fails, it comes with a little dish which will sit in there somewhere, and I've got some Van Gogh gel fuel to use, and if I don't use that today, I'll use that in the camp in the near future. Also got the Trangier as a backup. Must forget hip flask full of whiskey. So, I'm going to lose loads of stuff tonight in this leaf litter, aren't I? Give it a go. I also bought a bag of paper to try and get it all started. However, I understand that when you burn paper it does sort of take off a bit, so it's not necessarily the best medium for that. Okay, let's give this a bit of a go. Now, another confession is I don't know what's happened to my lighter. I've lost it. Now, I think it was attached to my, shamefully attached to my water bottle. And I think the water bottle is hopefully not at home, but it's potentially at home. Hopefully it's at home, should I say. Either that or I've dropped it along the way and never see it again. One or two cars did beep at me, so there is a potential that, but they beeped at me at different points, so I was assuming that people were just beeping because there's a nice evening and there's some weirdo out walking and taking his big rucksack and all his stuff out. So we've gathered before that fire lighting is not my forte. I pick up all these bits of paper and not really practiced, that's the problem. Someone will have to teach me. Well, finally after trying, I got a little fire going. It was a lot of effort and I had to cheat. I had to use the Trangier to get it started and then, yeah, light some sticks, get it in. However, it's got a good burn on it now, so I'm going to sit and enjoy the fire and hope that a passing car doesn't get worried. Should be enough shelter for them not to see, certainly at this time of night, but as it gets darker it may cause issues. I've left a huge amount of smoke in the distance behind me. It's not really rising above sort of waist level, and it's just like, it looks like a mist, but it's all the smoke. Crazy. So yeah, it's my spot for the night. I hope the footage is alright on my new phone. I don't really know what it's like at night as well, but yeah, good old burn on the sticks, and the bivvies over there which you can't really see. I got my stall here, so I'm just going to chill out for a bit. I haven't bought a book or anything tonight, so it's just me and the wilderness, and obviously the camera. Yeah, chill out and hopefully get a good night's sleep. Get up really early in time for sunrise. I might, depends how much water I've got. I need to save some for walking home really, because it's going to be a hot one, but I might not have breakfast. Might just get up and go and drink water instead of coffee or anything. We'll see. Yeah, there's only one way to find out. But the positive to that is if I get up really early and pack up, I can go and walk somewhere I might get a decent sunrise, as opposed to here in the woods where I'm not going to see it. Plus that gives me time to go home, have some breakfast before we're ready to go out for our big walk. So I'm going to open some whiskey in a minute, or not open some whiskey, but my whiskey, it's Macallan. Can't remember what age, but Macallan, nice and smooth whiskey if you like it. I'm going through various whiskies, like my beers, going through all sorts, and I like smooth, I like smoky, I don't mind, I like whiskey. Malt and blended. Some people say they only like malt whiskey, but there's some really good blends out there, so yeah. I'm going to sit and watch this burn. Catch up with you later. Whee! It flares up nicely. I didn't bring any tarps out today, which is, I need to practice my tarp setups at some point, so if anyone out there wants to show me some different tarp setups, teach me how to set up a tarp and some good methods, feel free, get in touch. It's something I'm keen on learning and going to keep on trying to experiment myself, but it's always handy when someone who's done it before can show you, and then you can develop your own technique from there. But either way, we'll see. So chilled out down here. Right, hopefully I'm in shot. All tucked into my snug pack now. Yeah, got my sleeping bag and I got a cotton liner in as well. Yeah, bit of a problem is I've put my rucksack in there as a pillow and this. I have got my pillow, but I'm not a fan of it, so the Cedar Summit one. So I'm just going to sleep like this. The problem with this is that my head is very close to the top here, and I got the bug mesh out, but it's already warm in there after 3 or 4 minutes of just sitting without it zipped up. So I think it's going to be a condensation nightmare tonight, especially because it's been so warm. So I'm going to try and rearrange a little bit in there so that I can breathe through the mesh a bit better. We'll see. Been bitten by bugs. I've got a few little bites on me, these muzzy type things, almost like midgies but bigger. So yeah, well, no drink tonight, no hot drink tonight. I've drank more water because obviously I didn't want to get dehydrated after all that walking in the heat, so I had some more of that. So I'm going to leave some for breakfast in the morning. Hopefully I'll have enough for breakfast and a coffee. Might have to put some coffee in my porridge, we'll see. Yeah, give it a go, maybe. See how much water there is, measure it out and find out. Yeah, I can hear wildlife in the bushes occasionally, which is annoying because you wonder what it is. I can see the moon and the stars very well, apart from now I'm staring at that bright light right in front of my eyes, which is horrible. But yeah, hopefully I'll get some sleep tonight. Catch you guys in the morning, and yeah, I'll show you how wet it gets in here. Morning. Listen to that. There's plenty of birds awake. Camera's struggling to pick up the light again, but it's sort of more than light enough to see with the naked eye. Just woken up. It's 5:10. Slept really well. Probably got about 7 hours sleep. Well, I didn't because I woke up quite a lot. That's the problem. I'm about 3 foot from the road. Cars are going past at 60 or 70. And that woke me up quite a lot in the night because some of them could be quite loud. Because the road surface isn't great either, so. Also, there was something crawling around outside my bivvy bag in the night. I could hear it when I went to sleep, but that woke me up a couple of times as well. No idea what it was. Something small, I think. Maybe a rodent, I don't know. Whatever it was making quite a bit of noise in the leaf litter. Bivvy bag was good. More than warm enough, in fact I probably got too warm in the night. Condensation wise, there's quite a lot around the bug mesh where I've been breathing. Directly where I've been breathing, you can feel it's damp. But I put my hand down the bag and it feels alright. The rest of it, and up at the head end is okay. Say apart from directly where my face has been looking at. So, let it get a bit lighter, and then I might get up properly. Just lie here for a bit and listen to the birds.
Bit of a confession to make. I fell asleep again, so I've missed the sort of the bulk of the sunrise. However, it's still gorgeous out here. It's going to be a lovely day again, which is good. So I'm going to wake up, say, and risk making a coffee. See how much water there is. Yes, was it 6:10 or 6:30? I think. What did you look? What time was it? I did look. I forgot. It is 6:30. So we've got plenty of day ahead. Apologies if the light keeps changing. It's trying to auto balance the light on the camera constantly. Yeah, strange. Fell asleep again. Straight back to sleep. So it's now about 9 o'clock. I've just woken up. Really, really warm. Really hot in the bivvy bag, but really warm outside. So that's nice. I'm enjoying that. I'm going to get up though. So it took me 1 hour and 20 minutes to walk here last night, so I need to get a shift on and get home really. So we can go out for our walk later. Dazed. Means I slept, well, yeah, 10 to 11 hours sleep, which is good. Just shows how a week of odd shift work catches up with you. So it's such a nice spot here in terms of how pretty it is. Beautiful, but yeah, in terms of the road, here's something out there now. Yeah, I'm going to switch cameras and show you around. There we are. It's nice and bright. Yeah, it's alright. And this is the other downside to a hoop bivvy, is that difficult to sit up in. Any bivvy bag's difficult to sit up in, but a hoop bivvy in particular, because you got this in the way. Yeah. Oh, feel refreshed. It's really good. Does mean I missed out on the sunrise, does mean I missed out on sitting here and chilling out for this morning, but it's worth it. Decided I will make a coffee. After all, it is hydration, and I like having a coffee in the morning. Chill out. So, there you go. Set my outfit table again. I didn't bring that fancy little pot for my little stand for my outkit, Trangia burner, so I'm going to try and use that little Lixada wood stove that I've got. I'm hoping it's sort of a decent diameter and will fit the burner in it. Let's see. Ah, lovely. See, that'll do nicely. Now last night when I had to light this, it lit immediately, no problems. So I'll give it a go again today and see what happens. I see some cup to drink out of if I heat this one up, you see. Don't need to, I might just use this metal cup as it is. Yeah, I'm a fan of that little cup now. I use it quite a bit. Right, now again I'll have a reasonable sized cup. There we go. Saves me some drinking water. If you hear some strange noises, it's the farm field next door. They're muck spreading of all things, which is nice. I wake up to that smell and hear them doing it. So I'm just trying to do this with my bivvy bag. Which isn't easy, but took first spark. Wow, it's hard to find. Yep, that's lit. So it's almost impossible to see. It's definitely lit. You can feel it. I can see it now. Just see a flame out the top. There you go, you can see it on camera too now. And this will just about balance on top. So, a cup of black coffee, I think. Nescafe or Kenko or both? That's the question now. It's not much of a question really, I don't have to worry about it too much. But condensation wise, I'll show you inside my bivvy. Same as I always get, because I'm quite a bit of a side sleeper, although I tried to be a back sleeper last night. Well, I can feel it now, there's condensation up this bit of the triangle in the back here, but nowhere else. And again, you can see a wet patch here for a little bit. And here's the mosquito net that comes down all the bit around the bottom of the zip here, because I was trying to lie on my back and breathe that way. However, what I should have done was that back vent, the one that you peg out, I should have just rolled it up, so you've got some toggles to roll it up. But instead I decided I'd have it out properly. Yeah, so right, camera back down there. Apologies for moving you around. Right, I can see it burning now. Now, I don't have any more fuel to top it up with, so let's hope that it lasts. Also, I left all the fuel in there from my last camp, and it's already sort of eaten away. That the material started to oxidise and degrade it. The thing with that Lixada thing is I don't need my new Outkit windshield that I got. So that's something else to know, that if I've got that on there, it's actually quite protective on a good day. So if it was really windy it wouldn't, but you can't help that anyway. Oh, so chilled out. Don't really want to walk home and then go out for another walk. I want to go out for the big walk later, I don't really want to walk home. I thought that was going to be the case. Just one of the reasons why I forced myself to walk down here, because I knew that if I parked up somewhere it'd just be so easy to miss out on that lovely sunshine last night, that evening and that sunset. Well, I'll give my wife a ring in a bit and we'll discuss what the plan is. I mean, if they're ready to go out, they could always pick me up in the car a bit maybe. From somewhere around here, not quite here, I could head off. We'll see. Well, all I know is I'm getting pretty warm already. So you can hear the cars, but they're not going past very fast. And it was, I think the worst was sort of after 6 o'clock this morning and people are out very fast and loud. It's just one of the reasons why speed limits can be reduced in residential areas. For the noise. Of course the biggest reason is you don't want to hit anyone, but noise is a factor. I'm sure you really don't need to see me boiling this, but why not? It's such a nice day. Sit up in a minute, so yeah. So has anyone got any big walks planned this summer, or even this year? It doesn't have to be the summer, does it? Big walks in you know, anywhere planned? Anywhere in the world, some hiking? Or any big walks in the UK that you plan on doing? It doesn't have to be multi-day, just one-day walks of a decent sort of, well, whatever you think is a decent length to you. Obviously everyone can do different distances and things, so give it a go. Right, I'll stop this here for a bit. It's not quite boiled yet, but I'll leave you hanging on. So there's my camp set up for the night. Excuse the socks drying over there. I put my boots in the dry bag overnight. Of course it doesn't let any moisture out, so my nice sweaty socks have got a bit moist. It's alright though, they're drying out quite quickly, so yeah, I always take a pair of socks to walk in and a pair of socks to camp in. Sometimes I take two, but as in 2 extra pairs, but I only bought one, so I'll wear those walking again later. It's my Snug Pack Stratosphere. So I didn't need to peg that out at the back, but 40 plus 8 litre rucksack, which was packed to the rafters, so much so I lost my water bottle, my table, made coffee and breakfast as you saw earlier. Yeah, that's it really. Seemed nice and simple, but my bag is absolutely full of odds and ends as well. little bits you think, oh, I need that, and I bought minimal camera gear this time. I'm just using my new phone and a little tripod really, apart from the gimbal there on the bag, which is sort of velcroed to the outside of the bag because it's a pain to carry. So yeah, nice and sunny still, although that does look like perhaps the thunderstorm clouds that we were promised on the way, although they're not dark enough yet, so it might be the start of clouds and I over here. Yeah, still nice. It's really warm. You have to unzip your trousers and turn them into shorts. So yeah, and we'll see. Pack all this away. Right, let's get all this put away. Yeah, rudely disturbed from packing away a minute ago by the sudden urge to do something we all get the urge to do. Sorry if anyone's squeamish or sensitive about this subject, but I basically needed to go to the loo. Had to do what bears have to do, basically. Something I've been lucky enough not to have to do on a wildcat. Bloody hell! I don't know what that is. Evil thing. That is a little tick in my bag. Good. So I know what I'm doing when I get home tonight. I'm checking for ticks. Okay, well that's another horrible subject. That was a tiny tick, but I'm going to have to check myself later, aren't I? All over for ticks now. Oh, inside the bag as well. Not nice. Anyway, I'm saying, it's something I've not had to do on a wild camp actually. I go before I come out usually and make sure I won't get the urge to go again. And it's always worked, always paid off. However, clearly this morning my body had other ideas. Decided I did need the loo. And well, I didn't have a trowel with me, so I had to dig some sort of crude hole with a stick and go in that. Good thing is round here, very soft ground, you can dig quite deep and then you can cover it all back up. So you'd never know I'd be. And also, I got plenty of wet wipes with me. They're really handy things, wet wipes. I thought really gross having to carry all these pooey wet wipes around with me afterwards, but I've got a 6-month-old daughter, I do it every day. She goes in a nappy, you know, you clean it all up, you tie it in a bag, and then you carry it round with you till you find a bin. Yeah, it's actually quite normal for me at the moment, so just because it was my own and it's not a baby's, oh yuck, but actually, why does it matter? So just don't dip into that plastic bag in the dark if you're out camping another night. Sleeping bag, I was really hot hot. It was too warm last night. I could feel myself sweating and I could feel that it was very warm. So I had the foil mat, I had my out kit, inflatable mat, which I love. I can't swear by that enough. Certainly a lot cheaper than some of the Thermarest and X beds, and more compact as well. It's not insulated, however, say foil mat, but in the summer you don't need it. Straight down on the bivvy, straight down onto all these, I don't know what tree they are, but the bits that come off the tree and leaves, twigs, and you could feel those when you sat on the bivvy. But once I'd inflated the mat, taken all that away. Sleeping bag I'm in, comfort temperature of 8 to 22, extreme of 0. It's only a 1 to 2 season bag, would be fine. And then I had this, caught the belt, this lightweight walking top on, and a fleece on top, sort of a thin fleece, walking fleece. That was it, and I was more than warm. So it just says to me I brought too much. The foil mat takes up a lot of space in the bag actually. That's quite a tricky thing to pack, so it'd be quite handy when I no longer have to pack that for camping. Which I can imagine that we've had our warm weather for a few weeks, and Yeah, and that's going to be that, isn't it? But that's it. So, get the hang of packing this away now. Alright, no trace apart from a flat spot over here that I've been around. Unless you go digging, I wouldn't recommend that. So, yeah, it's getting really sticky out here now. Cloudy, but sticky. The clouds have really come around. Okay, I've got some water left, which is great, and I've put it in the pack this time, so I can't lose the little bit I have got left. That wouldn't be good. I didn't think I left anything behind. I've had a good look round. Problem with all the leaves is I could have dropped something, it's just buried itself and I'll never find it again. Ticks. I found a couple of ticks on the bag when I was packing it away. However, since then I've had a couple of ticks crawling up my arms. Tiny ticks, but still nonetheless not good. Ticks are the scourge of going out camping in my eyes. Yeah, thankfully I haven't got Lyme's disease as far as I'm aware over the years, but I've had many ticks. The area I live in, the south of England, is full of them, and same with the Scottish Highlands. When I go up there, actually, it's an area prone to them. I don't know how prevalent they are in other parts of the UK, but I know they're out in North America as well, and there's other parts of the world where ticks exist. I mean, sheep and deer are the two animals that transfer ticks the most, and deer are available in most UK woodlands, so I'm assuming you get ticks most places. But I know they love the climate in the south of England and the Scottish Highlands, just like me, only I'm not a blood-sucking, disease-carrying critter. And they're very closely related to spiders, because they're an arachnid as far as I'm aware, and I hate spiders, so there's plenty of spiders back there. Oh, look at this. See a bee out and about. Anyway, I'm going to get on with my walk, and hopefully it won't chuck it down, and hopefully I won't pass out from the heat. We'll see. I'm wearing my trouser bottoms at the moment, as in the bottom half, because again I've seen ticks around here. I'll just keep them on for now, save getting anything stuck to my leg. But once I get moving and warm up a bit, I might take them off. I hope you had a good weekend and a good night. And I might get some shots of me walking, depending on the weather. But if not, thanks for watching. Oh, and an incredible thank you to everyone who subscribed to me, because I've had about 40 new subs in my last 2 videos. Yeah, which is good. And sorry for the shake, I'm not using the gimbal right now. Not much risk of ice, I'd say. Sometimes that's the problem with signs. They're really handy when they inform you of something, but when they leave them out, you become immune to them. Which is the problem with health and safety, is signage. People become immune to it, and yeah, start to ignore it. Then you need barriers, then you need lights, and it spirals out of control. Anyway, I'm going a different way home to the way I walked in, because I thought it'd make a change. Most of this is populated areas, though my walk is pavement and road, so it's a bit different. A housing estate I just walked past used to be an RAF station.
wasn't an airfield, it was an RAF station, and over here, there it is, you have a museum dedicated to the New Forest airfields. It's only open I think one Sunday a month. I've yet to go in, which is annoying because I spend a lot of time around the New Forest airfield, so I know them quite well, but I'd be interested to go in and see what exhibits they've got. It's amazing what you can walk past without knowing about. You know, you wonder what you walk past that other people might know about that you don't. So, yeah. It's so sticky out here. Now, just in the distance, I can't find my finger. There, at the top of my finger, there's a mast which on the top of that hill, which you can barely see. To the right of that white building. That's roughly where my usual camping spot is. So I'm a good distance from where I normally am. Yeah. Also, being a walker, coming across that bridge and someone decides that there's room for a car and a pedestrian, it really pissed me off. Why do they have to do it? Rapeseed. The absolute scourge of a hay fever sufferer. Like me, if you happen to be allergic to grass and pollen, which is a very abundant resource, then this stuff's evil. Yeah. Also, when it gets hot and dry, all the dust goes up into the atmosphere, then it rains and everything gets covered in yellow rain. Which sounds like piss, but it's not, honest. Carry on walking. It's pretty down here, but there's no pavement. I've got to keep jumping in the grass to avoid getting run over. What temperature does my thermometer say it is anyway on the GPS? Let's get it out and have a look. 19 degrees. 19 degrees, but sticky and humid is all I can say. This is where I wish I'd bought my wallet, because there's 2 good pubs on my route home now. Well, there's more than 2 if I make it, but there's 2 close by. So that would have been nice. Stop off and have a pint. To be fair, in this weather I don't know if I'd have a pint. Not if I was walking again. If I was stopping for an hour or so I would, but who knows. I could just dream of a cold pint anyway, because I can't buy it. So yeah. I got this nice expensive gimbal and I barely ever use it, so you get nice shaky footage. Right. Stopped off, had some water. I've left the trouser bottoms on because, as you can see, there's lots of bushes and things at ankle height down here, so leave it on. Thanks to the hot weather we've had recently, this ground is spongy but not actually boggy or wet. However, I can imagine that only a week ago it would have been crazy had you tried to walk down here. Sinking all the time and full of water, no doubt. And the ditch on the right as well. I'm sure that would have been full of water too. But anyway, get distracted there talking about nonsense. Well, it's not nonsense. This is your typical sort of footpath in the UK, really. It's obviously is it obviously a bridleway? They don't look like enough horse prints, but I'm actually walking the Avon Valley footpath at the moment. It goes all the way from Salisbury to Christchurch. I've walked some of it before. I've walked sort of what I would call one leg of it, from Ringwood to Christchurch. It's about 10 miles I think, but I do intend on doing the whole thing sometime. I might take a bivvy bag with me and summer sleeping bag just in case I can't do it in a oneer, but we'll see. I haven't decided yet. Problem is, when I go out walking, is I don't do any walking for ages and I try and beast out a long one. So that's another reason I was so keen to get out this weekend. I've left myself a tiny bit of water to wet my lips if I get really thirsty and hot again. But when I stopped I got dizzy again, so it's not a good sign. That's one of the problems with me. When I go out I do take loads of water and I drink it all. You know, I know some climbers and hill walkers and walkers try and avoid taking loads of water because they claim you don't need it. It just weighs you down and slows you down, and when you drink it, it slows you down. But to be fair, I'm one of those people that pass out from not having enough. So I do need it. I'm using the gimbal again now. I thought might as well get some use out of it, and I don't have to awkwardly carry it down the road with everyone staring, and also I can easily strap it back to the outside of my bag, so I'll do it that way. Yeah. Whew. Got to find a better way to sign out from these clips. I was thinking before that It's alright for me to say, catch you later, see you later, yeah, so this, so that, leave you with that every time. But then when you put all those little clips into one video, it starts to happen frequently. So yeah, I'll stop filming when people come. Again, past them. Right, when you're out on a walk, people like to say hello. More of that evil rapeseed over there. It's not that bad. Touch wood, I haven't really suffered from hay fever in the last 2 years. It used to be bad working in an airfield, open airfield with lots of grass, especially when they cut it and things. All the pollen would get blown into the hangar and the doors were open, and all of us hay fever sufferers would be dying in there. But yeah, it comes and goes. Some seasons it's alright, some it's not. It's one of those weird things. But I haven't taken any antihistamines today, and I've been around a lot of cut grass and plants, so it seems to be doing alright so far. Whew. Got a bit of a pace on. Wait, there's a sty there. On the track here now. From memory, we walked along the track last time. GPS out. Oh, look. No, I think there's another footpath. We'll carry on this way. Another good thing, having OS maps on your GPS, you can just quick refer to it rather than getting the map out, because the map's buried. It's not buried in my bag, it's in my bag, but I'd have to take the bag off to get to it. Obviously, if I was going somewhere I'm not familiar with, it would be upon my person, or sort of where I can get to it quickly. But I don't need a compass, and I don't really need to follow the map too much around here. Even if I followed the wrong footpath, I'd find my way home. I know the area very well. Just right, it'd be nice to take the route I'm expecting to take home. No surprises. So yeah, one of those things, isn't it? Sort of, I like walking and I like exploring. Sometimes I just go off. I'll take my map with me, but I won't look at it, and I'll just go for a random wander. In urban areas I have quite a good sense of direction, and I find it easy to sort of randomly go on a walk and end up back where I was. But obviously in the hills and the mountains you could end up dead doing that, so it's important to be able to navigate with the compass. And on that subject, it's certainly something I need to go out and do is a decent navigation course, because I can navigate in good weather. I'm quite good at reading the land and putting it on a map, but I don't think my low vis navigation is very good. Sort of night time and fog. And when we're in the Coolins, that on Skye, that sort of ended our day out really. Bad weather and fog, because although we could all use a compass and map and we were all able to navigate, we sort of didn't have confidence that if we walked around in a random direction through the fog, relying on the compass needle, having heard that some of the rock there interferes with your compass because it's magnetic volcanic rock. Yeah, we weren't going to risk it. Not in the bad weather anyway. It was starting to get really cold and wet. One of those annoying days when you bail out and the sun comes out a couple of hours later. But, oh well. It was safe. It was the wise thing to do. So, wonder how this gimbal footage actually looks. Yeah, I'm rabbiting on again. It's a habit I have. Everyone will tell you that. So, certainly burn a lot of calories and lose a lot of sweat doing this. And of course, when I spoke to my wife and mentioned she's going to have to check me for ticks later, it was, oh, don't bring all your gear indoors with the ticks. Yeah, I'm going to have to brush it all off outside, aren't I? None of us will appreciate that. Yeah. Plus we don't want the cat to get ticks either. We can find them on us, I don't think we'll find them on her. They'll bury themselves in her fur. So then, about 21 degrees out here now, but it's still really muggy because there's a heavy cloud cover. So, but it doesn't look like it's going to rain anytime soon out here. It's just sticky. Oh good, look, the footpath turns to slush down here. There really is a river. In fact, the little stream actually runs onto the path. How does that work? Nice. This is a big problem you have in the UK. It's things like this where you have a ditch that runs straight onto the footpath. However, people aren't stupid, and people are inherently don't want to get wet, so someone's created a little path up here. Yeah, I might take you with me actually. I was going to stop recording here, but go for a little around the corner and have a look. Yeah, see, it's a nice little, very narrow path. I remember when we walked the Avon Valley Way from Ringwood, the Ringwood end, it was heavily underwater, and yeah, steep here, steep and loose, and we had to sort of traverse a barbed wire fence, stand on the fence to actually try and get round, which was one of the most surreal things I've done on a south coast walk. Yeah, it's good for climbing skills as well, that. Try and hold onto this barbed wire fence, get your feet between the barbs, your hands between the barbs, balance so that it doesn't collapse on you. Yeah. Oh well, that was that. But yeah, that's one of the shames about where I live. I live in a nice part of the UK. There's plenty of areas to go walking. However, it's all soil. It gets really bogged down very quickly. A couple of days rain and half of it's gone. The New Forest is a good example of that. A couple of days rain and most of the New Forest turns to bog, and it takes a long time to clear. And the good thing there is if you follow some of the big marked routes, they're all gravel tracks now, so they're okay. Just get a lot of puddles, but it's not so boggy. Right, I've been walking long enough down this little straight path with you looking at nothing but the thing ahead. I'm going to cut here and see you later. See what I mean? I don't know how to sign off from these little snippets. Oh well. There we go, more bogginess. This is definitely a risk walking the way I'm about to walk, because it is a very, very boggy area. It's just a nicer route than walking along the dual carriageway. There is a pavement on the dual carriageway. It's just noisy, smelly, full of cars. If I go this way, I'm heading for that electricity pylon ahead. Sorry, that one ahead. Yeah. So, that's where I'm going to go. I wish I had videos back in the housing estate. That's the thing, the Avon Valley Path ends up through a housing estate back there, and I wish I'd videoed it because it's such an eccentric bridge in there. And it's sort of wooden slats just bridging this sort of two manky looking rotten wooden poles, like any bridge I guess. But the funny thing about it is the council has obviously put in like a scaffold pole bar for the entrance, for the handrail, sorry, and it's all professionally done coming out of this manky old wood, and you think it gets all that effort to put a handrail on it. So yeah, anyway, this bridge is quite good. It never used to be here. It was a hideous little crossing here before. You see, oh, gimbal shaking. There we go. See, there's a lot of water. Look at the field ahead. A lot of water here. In fact, these fields, some of them get completely underwater at the wrong time of year. Oh, I'm so thirsty. That water looks amazing. Wouldn't even dream of it round here. These fields are full of all sorts of nonsense. Let alone all the wild, well, they're not wild animals, all the cows and things that are doing their business and eating their stuff in it. So, well, the River Avon is sort of, I don't know if you can see, the fence runs to a bush ahead. That bush is roughly where the River Avon is. So I'm going to go and reach that in a minute. Try and cross this, yeah, it looks very wet here. Might not even make it across, we'll see. But I'm going to stop filming. Not because it's going to be embarrassing if I got to my knees, but I don't want to get the camera and everything ruined with a new phone. Oh. Well, I was practically wading back there, and again, yeah, this soaking wet now. This is a good there. Yeah. Thankfully, it looks like people have trodden a bit of a path, but these Gore-Tex boots are very waterproof. My legs are sodden now. Oh, look at that. Yuck. I knew it would be like this way, but I still decided to go for it. This is where it gets muddy as well as wet, isn't it? It's down on the tufts. God. Oh, that was unpleasant. Sludge in the mud. Well, I now stink. And the backs of my legs are soaking. So, at least when I get home I can have a nice shower. Oh, it's lovely here. Lots of birds. There's a plane taking off. There you go, over towards my normal camping spot up there on the hill. Like the River Avon, gorgeous river. Lots of good wildlife, seen some kingfishers and things down here. Nice and clear as well. So, water everywhere and not a drop to drink. So, carry along the river here. I was filming going through that water. That was when it was at its least bad, because I didn't want to film when I was going through the really deep bits, just keep moving. Oh look, litter, I'll have to pick that up. I won't blame anyone for that, it could have been blown along here. But yeah, some fascinating wildlife along the River Avon. The birds you get on the river and some you get in the water. I've just seen, well, I think it was a cormorant or a shag. I can never tell the difference. Basically a black heron. Well, obviously not a heron. So someone with knowledge of birds will be able to point out the differences. I'm sure I could read it and find the differences. I might have to do that. Get a little compact bird book or something. Lots of fish in this water. I could see all of the little fry. I'm never going to look on camera, but there's lots of little fry. Give it a go, but you probably won't see anything. Lots of fry on the edge of the water. Yeah, and this stretch is owned by, I can't remember if it's owned by the water company or the angling club, but certainly the angling club have rights to use it. Just looking at the grass there. So yeah, there's a big old fish, especially when it gets down to the water mouth, the harbour in Christchurch. You can see some big old fish. They're very popular for anglers. They come all round to come here, so when I was more rubbish. Oh, there's something funny on my screen, or is it on the camera lens? I can't tell. This might be on the lens. I've probably got a fingerprint on the lens. But I pick up more rubbish. Not what I want to do, but carry other people's crap home with me. I've got enough of my own, literally enough of my own in my bag. Train line over there. You can hear the trains from miles away. Quite a long one, that. Sometimes they're only 3 carriages long. So thirsty, right. It's not doing what I hoped. There we go. I am gonna. Can you see me? It's doing weird things. There we go. I'm going to sign off from this video now. Cheers for watching my camp and my walk. Hopefully it won't be too long when I edit it. Apologies if it is. Cheers for watching, and again, I'll keep watching your videos if you make them, because I enjoy watching them. Check me out on Instagram now. I've got an Instagram, just Underwater Dick on Instagram as well. I do plan a channel rebrand at some point, but when I get free time. So, but yeah, you'll find me on Instagram under that, and post some pictures, new and old, of my adventures. I'm not sure how to use Instagram yet, really, so I'm not big into the adding tags and things to it all, and the flashing, put text on the images and things I've seen. So, it's such a weird camera angle. There we go. What else have I got to say? There's lots of rubbish in this field, and I'm not going to pick too much more of it up because it's out of the way. And some dead birds. Yeah. I've lost my... oh, there we go. Instagram, that's what I was talking about. So yeah, and also I tend to not edit my photos. Not edit them and not put filters on them. So a lot of them you might see might be unfiltered, but again, I'm playing with some of the Instagram filters. Yeah, we'll see. Cheers for watching, and I hope I'm in the shot for some of this talk. Catch you later, guys. Have a good time and enjoy being outdoors and doing the things you do. I may have signed off, but I don't know how I'm going to navigate this. couple of tufts I could jump between, and there's a hell of a gap. Doesn't get any better over there. Well, okay, it's better, but it's still going to end in very muddy shoes, and they're sort of drying off. Thing is, there's another bad bit round the corner over there, which I've got to get to. Yeah, I think it's that electricity pylon. I think it's directly below that. There's another bit that's always really bad, even in the summer. So, oh man, I'm going to sink quite a way. You can see all the prints from the animals. Well, I put all the camera and everything away, and we'll see how it goes. One foot came off reasonably well, other foot not so much. Trousers have got mud splattered all up the back of them now, like suction. So up there, I might sit on that little lip there, dangle my feet into the water, wash the mud off. Yeah, I don't look forward to getting round there, like I say. We'll see. And the water is driving me mad. So thirsty. So I've already made sure there's water waiting for me by a bottle at the front door at home, because I'm going to need to strip off when I get home. So it shouldn't be too long now, half an hour or so, I don't know. It's been a long time since I walked this way. We used to do it all the time because we used to live on the Avon Valley path, but not anymore. So here we go. I'll sit here and dangle my feet, I think. Right, use the front camera. I don't know what the quality's like, but yeah, wash my feet. Hey, being a child again. Oh, walking a treat as well. Don't go that way. Play. Oh, it's nice out. So it's not that sunny anymore, but it's hot, which is good because I'll get sunburned if it was sunny. But the clouds are making it stuffy. I might have to let some of this mud dry off later and scrub them with a brush. We'll see. Swap cameras. Just shows how good these shoes are, that I can keep immersing myself in water, and I have done for several years. I've never been scared of water with these boots, and don't get wet. The tongues are Gore-Tex as well, and they come right up, so yeah, I suppose if you had gaiters on, you'd have a pretty waterproof setup. After cleaning my shoes off, turns out the river actually enters the field right at the end of the footpath here, carries on, not even to the pylon where it usually gets bad. So hopefully I can get across there without getting too muddy. I'll get wet, but hopefully not muddy. And I nearly just broke my neck on that board. I was walking along minding my own business, saw it had snapped and thought that'd be alright, I'll avoid it, but of course it's not supported from that middle pillar, so it bounced. I nearly snapped my ankle. It's alright though. Live and learn. Pay attention to these things, because I saw it was broken. I just chose to carry on. Actually, it looks like I could probably pick a path through here that wasn't very muddy. Oh no, it gets muddy over there. So I don't mind walking through water. We'll go this way. There's a swan nesting over there. See, on its nest. There's another one there foraging. Yeah, nearly home. Over by that electricity pylon was the worst so far. It was practically walking through the river. It wasn't muddy, it was just water, and it went almost up to my knees. So I emptied my knee pockets just in case. So, yeah, maybe if I'd taken the zip-offs off it wouldn't have been so bad. Anyway, my shoes seem to be done up tight enough to have kept most of the water out. I can feel a little bit of damp, but not wet, so it's good. See these cages around all the pumping equipment? Well, it's not pumping equipment, it's to open the sluice gates. See it all? Yeah, they weren't there a few weeks ago. So they've gone how many years without? And now suddenly they need them. says a lot. Yeah. Ah, try to get diverted into some waterworks, away from the waterworks. And I've got to stop filming because I'll piss off the angles. So, quick close out to my video. Run myself a stupidly hot bath. Nice deep one as well. Got a cup of tea, massive thing of water, the bottle I thought I'd lost, and a chocolate bar. I've had plenty of water already and some lunch, so it should be good. Just need to relax now. I didn't escape the ticks. I've got two on me, one massive one and one tiny one. So my wife's off into town. She's going to buy a tick removal tool because I've lost mine, and it's around somewhere, but it's going to have to find it. So get another one. It doesn't hurt having two, and yeah, I'll be able to hopefully get these two ticks off because one's a fairly sizable one, which should be alright, but the little one will be a pain. So GPS says I walked 10 miles in 3 hours. That's over the last 2 days. Now, would have been even quicker, but of course the fields were muddy. Anyway, in conclusion, my trip this weekend just shows you that you can have an adventure not far from home and far from civilization, and it can turn into a bigger one than you expected, and we can have some cracking weather. Cheers for watching, guys. Have a good one.